What up, y'all boys? You know what I'm saying? Girls, feel me? Women, it's your boy KTJ, you know what I'm saying? You already know what's going on. We reacting to a little video. I just woke up. It says Oklahoma, Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
It's just been really hard because we just don't have the answers.
A grandmother killed on her front porch, a beating at a Metro jail, and a missing persons case.
2017 Walker, already locked up for murder, allegedly ordered a hit on Joseph Flaherty.
Welcome back to another episode of Hood 187. In today's video, we're diving into the story of J-Dog. Joseph Flaherty, also known as J-Dog, was part of a gang called the 87 North Highlands Piru Bloods. This gang came from two other gangs from California, called Lime Hood and 456 Piru. Sometime between the 80s and 90s, a man named D'Angelo Long moved from Chicago to the North Highlands. He started a gang at school, called the City Boy Gangsters. The City Boy Gangsters were more of a local clique, but maintained strong ties with members of the Bounty Hunter Bloods and Skyline Piru. Later, people from Lime Hood and the islands moved into the area. This changed everything. Some stayed with the City Boy Gangsters, but most joined under Lime Hood or the 4-5 Bigs. At first, many of the gangs got along with the North Highlands, but then, someone was killed near 87th Street, and after that, the gang started to grow and get more serious. By the 2000s, a man named OG Said He Said helped turn the group into the 87 North Highlands Piru Bloods. They became way more than just a love set of Pirus. It became its own gang. Given how quickly and recently the gang had evolved, it's no surprise that many youth were drawn to it, including Joseph. Joe was known as a lovable and respectful young man, but eventually Joseph followed in the footsteps of his friends and eventually joined the 87.
That's what we getting, y'all, bro. Some people don't even be joining to gangs, but they see their friends into a gang, you know what I'm saying? And decide, oh, shit, they banging, let me go join. You feel me? Don't do that, bro. Because you're basically being a follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you blood. Oh, you crip. My brother crip. My brother blood. My cousin blood. You feel me? That's their decision, bro. You got your own life. Make your own decision. If you want to bang, then bang. But that's
North Highland Piru Bloods.
not what you want to do.
Joseph was good at keeping his gang life a secret from his friends and family. By his 20s, Joe ended up on probation, where he had to wear an ankle monitor. It's said around this time, Joe had just come out of a relationship and welcomed his first daughter, which shifted his priorities. He wanted to be a good dad, so taking care of his daughter came first. The streets weren't as important to him anymore, but while he was being a dad, a gang war was going on between the North Highland Bloods and the Shotgun Crips. It was a very dangerous time in OKC. Joseph started seeing a woman named Aisha Stewart. Aisha was known for being a cute light-skinned girl with a baby face who could easily get anything she wanted. But J-Dog didn't know that Aisha was allegedly playing him the whole time. Aisha was connected to the Shotgun Crips, and her boyfriend, Patrick Walker, also called Taz, was a high-ranking member of the gang. Taz was known as a very violent man, and in 2003, he was facing life in prison for killing Brandon Harlan. Brandon wasn't known to officers as a gang member, just someone who had caught a few weed charges. On a Monday morning in 2001, Brandon Harlan was found dead in a white Monte Carlo at an apartment complex on 2024 North Bryant. The apartment manager saw the car and called police around 6:20 a.m. Officers arrived and found Brandon inside, with several shotgun wounds to his chest. Police believe he was shot and likely died sometime overnight, and several people nearby said they heard gunshots. Investigators spoke with witnesses, but no arrests were made that day. Later, in 2003, Patrick Walker was convicted of Brandon's murder. No one really knows if the killing was gang-related, but Taz said he did it to protect himself from Brandon. But the judge didn't believe him, so he was facing a life sentence behind that murder. While Taz was serving his sentence, he had allegedly heard about Alicia being in a relationship with Joseph. This made him really angry. According to officers, Taz noticed that he and his cellmate Charles Pendarvis looked alike, which sparked an idea in Taz's mind to plan an escape. Charles, who was scheduled for release, unknowingly became a key part of Taz's scheme. After learning about Charles's impending release, Taz made a threatening ultimatum. He coerced Charles into handing over his ID, threatening harm to Charles and his family if he refused. Fearing for his loved ones, Charles complied with Taz's demands. Pretending to be Charles, Taz was released from prison instead of his cellmate.
It's y'all's job to make sure what happens, everything goes smooth. He go to court, leave court, go back to bed.
Bro, police ain't doing their job.
By 3 women, Megan Hughes, Brittany.
Bro, they both don't look alike, dude. I don't know how it is when you get out of jail or prison, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? But ID, don't they give you your ID? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that, how you get them confused? Y'all not doing y'all job, bro.
Aisha Stewart. All three women were accused of selling drugs for Taz while he was in jail, likely using the drug money to fund his getaway plan. In a recorded phone call with one of them, Taz was heard saying, "I'm a bust a move right here," which meant he was planning to escape. After his release, he met up with Aisha Stewart, and together they fled to St. Louis to lay low. Both were quoted saying if they were ever caught, they would go out with a fight. Police even recovered text messages between them and their friends, revealing they were planning a shootout with officers. This prompted news outlets to dub them a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde.
Bro,
Modern-day
what?
Bonnie and Clyde love triangle.
Their relationship raised more than a few eyebrows.
Is that
Aisha
modern
was
day
21,
modern day
Taz
Bonnie
was
and Clyde?
35. People couldn't help but wonder,
Or is that too
how a
goofy?
convicted murderer and a woman who was only 6 years old when he went to prison end up together on the run. One reason was because they are family. Aisha is his mom's goddaughter. She had known the Walkers for a long time, and when she was a little girl, she stayed in a homeless shelter with her mom. In 2008, she and her two sisters had to live with the Department of Human Services because their mom used drugs and didn't take care of them. After that, she spent most of her time at shelters and lived with her aunt for a bit. Aisha would begin smoking weed at the age of 12, and when she was 14, she lost a baby after her boyfriend hurt her really bad. As a teenager, she got into trouble and allegedly joined the 107 Hoovers. Aisha,
She joined the
by name
gang?
Lady NK, standing for Neighborhood Killer. She got this name because of the rivalry between the Hoovers and Rolling 90 Crips. Her connection to Taz didn't really change anything, since the two would have been linked anyway. The
How she
last set
kill
of
her,
the
though?
Hoovers is the Shoddyverse, which is made up of both
What made her
Hoovers and
kill her?
Shotgun Crips. Many describe Aisha as childlike, innocent, and sometimes angelic, painting a picture of someone with a troubled past. But the truth was, she was just as ruthless as those she surrounded herself with, and she earned her name for a reason. But 5 days later, on the morning of December 4th, U.S. Deputy Marshals arrested Taz and Aisha without incident at an extended stay motel, catching them unarmed and off guard.
Why they got
While
old pictures
Taz was
of her?
locked up, Oklahoma's police
Okay,
department
okay.
suspected Taz of ordering a hit from behind bars in connection to the 2017 missing persons case involving Joseph, also known as J-Dog. He was last seen at the Squeaky Clean Car Wash on South Anderson Road in Oklahoma City. Police later discovered his car abandoned at the same location with blood found inside. J-Dog was on federal probation at the time of his disappearance and was required to wear an ankle monitor. His family became concerned when he missed his curfew and could not be reached. His ankle monitor had also been removed. In 2022, Taz, Alicia Stewart,
Damn.
and Jonathan Bledsoe were charged in connection with J-Dog.
So they basically came, got bruh, took his ankle monitor off, and whacked him? Bro, that's a lie.
Disappearance and murder. He was doing everything he could to get
So,
out of prison.
what did bro
frequently
do to y'all
writing
so
letters about
bad?
the harsh conditions he was subjected to.
Just 'cause he
some
blood?
even being sent to local news stations.
Letters from jail, only on News 9. Convicted killer Patrick Walker tells a Payne County judge that he's being tortured behind bars.
Well, Walker writes a judge to say he isn't getting food, mail, or commissary. The sheriff's office says Walker is being fed, but does not get many privileges while he's in isolation. The letters are short, but to the point. Patrick Walker writes on March 19th, I met my last straw, Judge, and I'm asking you, step in and intervene before the situation becomes uncontrollable. Walker was convicted of killing Brandon Harlan in 2003 in Oklahoma City and sent to prison. But after allegedly attacking a guard, he was sent to the Payne County Jail to have his day in court. In the letters, Walker writes, everyone seems to be against him, and that no one is listening, and my idle mind is at work. Just imagine a man that feels he's been locked up for 20 years for a crime that wasn't even a crime at all. Because all I did was defend myself. Also saying, for every action, there is a reaction. And I'm not so good a Christian that I'm above reacting. In another letter filed April 17th, he wrote, my current attorney is purposely trying to sabotage my defense. I don't trust her.
Patrick Walker, also known as Taz, chose to represent himself in several cases as he fought the justice system for his freedom. But during the month of July, his 88-year-old grandma, Velma Walker, was tragically shot and killed while sitting on her front porch on the east side of Oklahoma City. Police believe that the shooting occurred around 8 p.m. on the 32nd Hunted.
Bro, that don't mean you go, I don't know. But not the grandma, bro. I ain't gonna lie, don't mean you go whack somebody grandma, bro. He got a lot of more homeboys, a lot of more close partners. You feel me? Grandma got nothing to do with that. Grandma got nothing to do with that, bro. 86?
Block of Northeast 14th Place. Family members discovered her unresponsive. About 30 minutes earlier, Another relative's home had been targeted in a drive-by shooting. Police began connecting the incidents, identifying them as retaliation-style attacks likely in response to what had happened to J-Dog. More shootings and beatings would occur.
But you don't go to grandma's house, bro.
The North Highland Bloods intensified. The shotgun Crips would also face ongoing beatings from members of the neighborhood Crips while incarcerated. Meanwhile, tensions outside the prison were escalating. Joseph,
boy,
desperate for answers,
they get BTA in outside that motherfucker.
Information on his whereabouts, but no one came forward. As investigators worked tirelessly to uncover any leads connecting this case to the murder, the harsh reality began to settle in. Joseph's body may never be found, and any further information might remain out of reach. This investigation was going on for nearly 7 years, but since there was no witness, no body and solid proof linking them to his murder, they were let go for the murder of J-Dog. This left friends and family puzzled. Although J-Dog's body was never recovered, his car was found abandoned with blood inside, and cell phone records connected the suspects to the crime. The reasoning behind the charges being dropped remain undisclosed, as the court documents are sealed.
It's hard because there's been no answers. There's been
no body, no witness, no case.
Like, you just don't walk away from your family.
They hope by increasing the reward to $15,000, they'll finally get some answers.
And you know that people know, and the fact that they can wake up every day and go on with their normal routine and just live life like this hasn't happened is really just, it's heartbreaking.
Who's that? Daddy. Joseph left behind
it's
a
not even that
daughter who's now 3. His 2 sisters say he
it's not even
never
that,
have left her or not contacted someone.
Hold on.
Over the years, their family has come together to remember Joseph. Juliet and Jennifer say their mother recently passed away, never knowing what happened. Now they don't want that to happen to anyone else.
And for me, the hardest part is knowing that he's out there alone, wherever he is.
They're hoping the new reward amount will motivate someone to finally come forward and help them say goodbye.
Because we'll never move on. Yeah. But at least we can face each day knowing that we did right by Joe.
And most recently, Elijah Marie Stewart was arrested on April 17, 2025 for accessory to murder. Although this is a separate case, there's hope it could lead to new information regarding Joseph's whereabouts.
She was back
Thank
out.
you for watching another episode of Hood 187.
I was finna say something, bro. I really forgot, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They was not no Bonnie and Clyde, bro. They just two goofies that... Just too goofy, bro. There's really nothing else to say about it. You feel me? R.I.P. J-Dog, you know what I'm saying? Good morning, y'all, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start saying y'all, boy, because there might be some girls on here. So good morning, y'all. You feel me? Let's get into some videos today.